Mr. Jha, one, Prime Minister says that, उनको rule करने का अधिकार नहीं अगर हिंदू मुसलमान करेंगे, but he comes back to this debate again and again. So I leave that why he's doing it, because ultimately no politician does it without a cold calculation. There's always a cold calculation behind it. My question to you is, because ultimately every politician is result oriented, in your assessment, sir, is it going to create a consolidation behind Congress, or is it going to create a powerful consolidation behind Bharatiya Janata Party?
Two answers. One, see, the Prime Minister is on a defensive wicket here because the agenda of Constitution linked with changes in the Constitution linked with reservation, the fact that if the BJP would get 400 seats, they would change the Constitution and remove reservation, was brought in by Rahul Gandhi, by the Congress party, by the India Gathbandhan, right? So Prime Minister is basically countering that because obviously there is some feedback that there might be some halchal, some change in the SC votes which were with the BJP at one time, or OBC votes which were with the BJP at one time. So therefore, he's on a defensive wicket, and the only way to hit at this is by claiming that the Congress wants to take away reservation from Muslims out of the OBC quota and from the scheduled caste quota, number one. Number two, in fact, Chidambaram had come back and made a rebuttal saying that, Article 112 of the Constitution of India contemplates only one annual financial statement, which is the union budget. How can there be two budgets? Because remember, the Prime Minister even said that, even added in Maharashtra, that the Congress is coming up with two budgets. So one for the Hindus and one for the Muslims. Now, the point is, will it start a consolidation of Muslims? I don't think so, because if you've seen the Hyderabad voting, even OAC did not get massive Muslims voting for him. Now, if those Muslims were not voting for OAC, but for Congress or let's say India Alliance partners, that would be a different thing. But I think that is not happening. In fact, this time, what is the biggest puzzle is that voters are simply silent and that they are not voting with enthusiasm. The first four phases that we saw, the voters are really, really indifferent, and that is very, very mysterious. Will it start a counter consolidation of Hindus? Obviously, Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi, as a politician, not necessarily as a prime minister, because he makes that distinction very sharply. When he's campaigning, he's Pradhan Mantri, leader of the BJP. When he is doing governance, he is prime minister, leader of the country. Therefore, that difference, sabka saath, sabka vikas, as prime minister. But when he's campaigning, he's basically gunning for the Congress. So I think what he's trying to do is unite Hindus despite this caste division that might have taken place to some extent, especially in the Hindi heartland, let's say Bihar, for example, where Nitish Kumar originally brought the caste survey, or some of the states now that are going to polls, Bihar.
Fair enough, Mr. Jha. Let me throw this question to Bhanu. Bhanu, your take on it.
Good evening, everyone. To quote Yogi Berra, it seems deja vu all over again. When I was a young activist in the late 2000s, this used to be a recurrent theme: minority appeasement, pseudo-secularism, and pointing to anybody that countered this bigotry as guilt-shaming those people. All of this used to happen in blog posts and Facebook posts, but later a social media community developed around those issues. That's a different point. But I thought after the political victories of 2014 and 19, these ghosts were buried. But they are being exhumed again, and perhaps they are going to be buried again as well. So I think this is perhaps a debate that will go on for decades. So after the Prime Minister made the remark against, saying that he is above the Hindu-Muslim divide and his politics is not suited to that, I thought it was going to be the end of it. Then this tirade between Amit Malviya and P. Chidambaram started, which resulted in the tweet that we all saw. But I think from going on, it's going to be a two-pronged strategy from the Prime Minister. On one hand, he's going to counter the Congress. He's not countering the Muslims, he's countering the Congress as a political fighter. On the other hand, he will also try to put himself above the fray, saying that he's beyond the issues. This reminds me of another personality from the late 2000s, which is Barack Obama, who used to put himself above the fray of both Republicans and Democrats. So I think PM is going to follow this two-pronged strategy going forward.